Welcome to Command West, a Commanders podcast where we tackle the latest Washington football team news and answer the hard-hitting questions. Like, is there any more room on the Sam wagon? This Sam Howell bandwagon is getting a little full, don't you think? My name's Bradley Roach, and I've been a Commanders fan since, I want to say, I don't know, since 1999, since I was born. But realistically, I pushed back on being a Commanders fan for a long time because it was gifted to me. It was given to me. It was passed down through the generations. But there was a little bit of pushback there for a while. Obviously, you know, we're the Command West. We're DC integrated into the West Coast, and I'm the only one that's not a transplant. I was born in LA, and so living in LA, you know, growing up close to San Diego, it was LaDainian Tomlinson was the guy. So watching the Chargers was my first love of football. But soon after that, it wasn't long until RG3 came along and Kirk Cousins, and you like that? I couldn't pass up on the tradition for much longer, and we've seen some pretty bad seasons, but
not really.
But I gotta say, I am as excited as maybe I've ever been for a season in this upcoming season, and I'm wearing my guy 17, Terry McLaurin, because it sounds like Ron Rivera has some injury news that he might be excited about. We'll talk about that later, but I'll pass introductions on. Tico, the DC Heartbeat. Let's hear it.
What's up, baby? What's up? What's up, guys? Listen, I'm Tico Wells, and I'm excited to be here. I've been a fan since the early 70s, late 60s, and I'm ready to get this thing crack-a-lacking. And yeah, I'm DC's own heartbeat.
Nice. Well said, Tico.
Well said.
What's up, Donnie? Tell him what the deal is.
Maybe I should own to being guilty as charged for passing on that Redskin, now Commander, fandom onto Bradley as being his dad. I did take you to your first football game ever was the Redskins playing the Chargers, and it turned out it was the rookie debut of LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who the guy was. I'd never heard the name before, and he ran roughshod all over the Redskins, and we got blown out in that game because LaDainian Tomlinson tore it up, and lo and behold, he became one of your favorite players. Yeah. So at some point though, you made your way over to the burgundy and gold, and I appreciate that. And you hung in there because 1999, when you were born, that's the year Dan Snyder took over the team, and it's been rough. So,
but we're free. We're free.
It's now a new dawn. It's a new age in Washington, and we're celebrating it here on the West Coast. Eddie,
well said there, Donnie.
Tell us your New Jersey story.
Well, you know, mine's kind of a weird, long-winded one, but I'm going to cut it short. But you'll hear more snippets along the way. But I'm basically New Jersey transplant, coastal Eddie Passarelli. I'm from New Jersey. I came out here in '84, and you know, I've been a fan, and it seems strange because I'm from New Jersey, and a lot of my my friends, you know, are like, "You're from New Jersey. You're supposed to be an East Coast guy. Maybe you like the Jets. Maybe you like the Giants, but the Commanders now, the Redskins, come on." And so the way I approached the whole thing was, when I was about 12 years old, my brother and I, every Thanksgiving, we go to my uncle's, and there'd be this big rivalry because they somehow, you know, got this affinity to the Dallas Cowboys, God forbid. And they, yeah, come on, let's have a moment. Dak.
Yeah.
Anyway, so every Thanksgiving, you know, I wasn't really a fan of football just yet. I was just starting to get into it at 10 to 12, even though we were playing football. I didn't really have a team yet. And my brother and I just went, you know what, we're going to side with the Redskins because every Thanksgiving, that was the duel. That was the matchup. And it was some good times. There was some great football being played. And it got fun and heated when I was over on Thanksgiving Day. And we used to have all those little games. You remember the little electronic games, the little football ones that you remember, Donnie, maybe you teach them.
Sure.
And you throw the pass, and it was like the first like electronic devices that we ever had.
Yeah.
This is like 1974 or something like that. So it was a little crazy, but also it was probably the best time for music because I'm a complete Genesis freak. And that was probably the best time in music was this early 70s for all of great music. So anyway,
we could do a whole other podcast on that.
I'm sort of the transplant of the group here. I kind of like grabbed onto these guys because I met them once at a Cronies because I was the only Redskin fan there until I saw in the corner, buried in the back, there were these 3 or 4 guys that were just kind of wearing burgundy and kind of like looking at a tiny little TV like this big. And I'm like over there going, should I walk over? Am I, and so I befriended you guys and I'm so glad.
And what, 4 years later?
4 years, might even be more.
Nah, it's even more than that. I think
it's
now.
more than that. Yeah, 5 at least. Yeah.
So
really, I'm
walking
not,
up to the burgundy and gold group at Cronies led you to.
Yeah, and it was great too because we started to have this, almost like a magnetic field where we started to gravitate and get pulled towards bigger screen viewing when our team did well. We were sitting there fighting against the Chargers. We're fighting against
San Francisco, the Rams.
We would never get those center screens.
And
though.
it's like
they would never give those up.
Even we're getting all the ugly waitresses.
Right, exactly. And the runny eggs, whatever. But that's one thing. That's one thing about watching football on the West Coast is you eat breakfast while you're watching the football.
And
that's a good thing about football too, is it brings people together. But you don't see many Commanders fans on the West Coast, and that's why we command the West Coast.
That's because we're usually hiding.
That's right. You got plenty of Giants fans. You got plenty of
Cowboys fans.
San Francisco.
I'm afraid to wear my garb because someone's going to get offended. So
Cowboys, Pittsburgh.
You gotta upgrade, Eddie. It's time to upgrade.
Yeah, so right now I'm just wearing burgundy just to be
that works
somewhat helpful.
That works.
So listen, guys, this is like kind of like our introduction segment, and I think we open up against the Cardinals, but first, you guys want to talk about the preseason and how things have unfolded in this segment. We got to
sure. If each week we're going to try and do a recap, we'll start off with recapping the previous week's game. We don't have a game to recap. What we got is the preseason, the offseason. What happened there. What was and my question to you guys is, what's the best thing that happened during the offseason? Was it the new ownership? Was it bringing in Eric Bieniemy? Was it Emmanuel Forbes, drafting Emmanuel Forbes in the first round, or was it Sam Howell's play in the preseason?
I think for me, definitely Eric Bieniemy, and also this year feels like we have probably the strongest quarterback we've had in a while.
It feels
Sam Howell. I mean,
what do you do about the naysayers though that have all been saying, "Oh, he barely played in college. He never did this." So what, right?
It's hard to judge from one professional game that he's had, but he looked damn good in that one game, and I like his confidence. He looks like a professional quarterback. From the moment I played quarterback as a kid, and I can, there's something in the body language that he's got, and it's on the positive side. I like that. I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Going back to Bradley's initial question about this, is there any more room on the Sam wagon?
That's right.
And there is.
Like we're jumping on the
Sam.
Sam.
There is, but it's filling up, and there won't be any more room.
Yeah.
Come week one, because
I
don't want anybody else jumping on. You had your chance.
I'm on already.
We can't go into it any other way but to be positive about whoever the choice is going into it. But I also look at it as like, okay, Sam Howell, he's got something to prove, right? Yeah. He's hearing all the nonsense, and he's probably one of the best rookies that I've seen that has an ability to fend off all the naysayers and just
Yeah.
kind of like say, hey, I'm going to be professional. He handles himself well on the TV and the media.
Mhm.
He doesn't seem like he's egotistical. He's no Johnny Manziel where he's,
Yeah.
doing silly things.
Yeah.
Maybe not yet. Maybe the money hasn't gotten there to him yet, but
I think something else, Eddie, that you brought up off podcast was momentum. And I think that you brought up Carson Wentz and the momentum he was leading last year, which was traded off of Eagles, off of a really down year. The Colts whole snafu that happened with the ownership and the coaches not believing in him, and then coming to this team on a downward momentum. There was no upward momentum, and then just continued to go down and down and down. And then Sam comes in and wins that Dallas game, which Dallas fans will be like, we didn't have anything to play for. Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
They absolutely did.
Especially in the first half, which they got blown out in the first half.
And also the thing with Carson Wentz too, who I call Carson Wentz. It was really sad. It was really sad to watch because you knew the guy lost his confidence a long time back and maybe even well before, because he didn't even win the Super Bowl. He did all the work to get him there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to pass it off to
Nick Foles,
who didn't even get a chance to ride in the glory of it because it was like, oh, you're the substitute, but you pulled it off. So thanks. He didn't even.
But then there was always this question mark with Carson Wentz. Like
when he was coming
it?
in. And that was the point I was going to get to, was like, he didn't have a chance to have any confidence coming in because he was coming out of the Colts with some pretty good numbers, but not enough solid to show that he could do it. Yeah. And because he doesn't move that well, or stopped moving as well as he did in his first years with Philly, he was moving a lot better. You didn't look at him as a guy that you were afraid of in the back because he wasn't getting sacked that much. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
And when we got him, it looked like he was scared. He was like sat there.
He did.
So now I think, like you said, the momentum is what's carrying it. And we've got this positivity following the team with Magic and Josh. And
think about, that's a good point, Eddie. Like, remember this point last year, like Bradley was saying, we had so much momentum and so much love for Taylor Heineke. We were rooting for Taylor Heineke, but we all knew he was just a couple marks off. I
still love that guy.
We still love him. We love his passion. Then they pulled the rug out from him and put Carson in. There was no love for Carson going into the season. There was no love whatsoever. It was like, man, if you mess up, and then the hindsight was like, man, what if Taylor had gotten a chance to start from the beginning, start second guessing things and everything. This year feels totally different.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, Dan Snyder's, he's gone. That whole thing is gone. Eric Bieniemy just coming off the Super Bowl. That's a plus. I mean, Turner.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of conversation about was that just nepotism, right? That got him in that position. He doesn't come with any great credentials. He hasn't achieved. I mean, I don't know his resume well enough, but it's kind of like my dad. Well, he was with Ron Rivera in Carolina. So
and he was
he the coordinator when they went to the Super Bowl in 2015?
I actually don't know that.
That's a good question.
I don't know that.
We need our statistician.
Yeah.
But
that's supposed to be me.
It's usually Bradley. Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know.
We'll get that together. But the momentum, the defense.
That the salary cap. Do you think the salary cap though is better for us now that we have Sam Howell in place? Because obviously with Carson Wentz, they were paying out a shitload of money, and that's probably why they had to push him, because Snyder was probably saying, we're paying a ton of money for this guy. You got to give him a chance to prove him. It's Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Now that we're not spending all that money on Sam Howell just yet.
Helps.
You hear the phrase Super Bowl window, and people say you're in their Super Bowl window when you have a really good looking, rookie or young quarterback that isn't getting paid a ton of money. That's your Super Bowl window.
Mhm.
And if we want to, I'm not putting that out there because like that might be overstepping. But if we want to talk about Super Bowl window and Sam really is the guy, it's right now. Or it's in the
next few
couple
years. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him
Mike
time to develop.
Mike Shula was the OC in Carolina in 2015.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Mike.
Here's what I want to say. Continuing this conversation about momentum, and Dad, you brought up the preseason.
Yeah.
And I love when people go, "Oh, but the preseason doesn't matter." You're right. The preseason doesn't matter. The wins and losses don't matter. However, when you have a new team, because I'm calling this a new team, when you have a new offense quarter, a new owner, a new quarterback, momentum matters. And winning games, winning practices, winning the joint practice with the Ravens, which we had some highlights, we had some lowlights.
Yep.
That momentum matters into the season because you are winning games. You are winning reps.
Yeah, I mean, if we were 0-3, would we be that psyched right now? I mean, even as a team, you wouldn't be.
Right.
Winning matters.
Winning matters.
And also, you talked about Carson Wentz and how he just had everything working against him, and he kind of lost his mojo, and he couldn't get it back. Here's something that people, and now Sam Howell's young, he hasn't played much, but what the feedback that I hear on him is he bounces back easily. And in the Dallas game, he threw an early pick, right? In the Dallas game, came back and scored a touchdown. And the quarterback position, it is more important than maybe any position in sports to have that bounce back ability. Maybe pitcher in baseball too, but bounce back ability to be able to brush off the last play or the last game and move on. Carson Wentz lost it. He lost it before he came to us. And if Sam Howell has that capability, he's got something that's unique, and championship quarterbacks have it.
And we saw that in the preseason with the Browns sacks and some of the sacks and some of the penalties and stuff that, brought us back. Sam Howell was able to overcome those mistakes that maybe he made, maybe the O-line made. You want a player that can overcome not only his mistakes, but his teammates' mistakes as well.
Yeah.
And remember, Sam Howell, he didn't get the 50 that rest in peace,
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. The 50 touchdowns, but he did have 38 in a single season in North Carolina.
Right.
He can throw that ball, and if you've seen the way his ball looks, it's a tight spiral rocket.
Yeah, there's not a lot of arc in it because he's throwing it so fast. So that's going to be key because our obviously have a great receiving crew. Maybe it's not as fantastic as everybody on the Washington side tends to think it is. I mean, we've got McLaurin, we've got some great guys. I agree, though. There's some other guys out there and on other teams that are maybe a little bit more well packed. I mean, even the Jets right now, I'm like going, ooh, having that rocket arm back there with the man. Yeah.
I like our guys though, man. I like.
I'll put our guys up against
even
any in the league.
Yeah.
But
the only three that I think is like significantly better than our three is the Bengals three. That's it. That's the only three in the league.
As far as trios go.
As far as trios. There's some duos that are real dangerous. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and AJ and Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
JJ and whoever they're putting up, Metcalf and Tyler Lockett is one.
Mm-hmm.
But Terry, Curtis, and Jahan, I'll take that over a lot of the receivers in our league.
Yes.
Yeah, and we added Byron Pringle, and De'Ami Brown has made some great catches.
And De'Ami and Sam have a thing. They they went to school together, right?
There you go.
So it sounds to me that consensus wise, Sam Howell might be the most important offseason. However, I do want to say
I'm gonna hear what you say because I might disagree.
if we go 1-10 16 this season, which I don't think will happen. If we go 1-16, it will be in a successful season because Dan Snyder is gone.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I can't be overstated. The new ownership cannot be overstated how important that is. And so I would put that at the top too. But it also it also just goes to show what a really great off season it was. I mean, the way things fell into places, because Bieniemy came first, even before the ownership was solidified yet. Although you could kind of see it starting to fall at that point. But then they signed Bieniemy, ownership change. Sam Howell steps up during the preseason. Like I say, you get Forbes in the first round of the draft.
Payne was re-signed.
Yeah, Daron Payne re-signed. It was just a lot of things that fell into place where you were like, okay, I'm feeling good about the offseason and making me optimistic going into the season. So
Chase Young has had a little more time for his wheels to heal up. This kid Emmanuel Forbes Jr. too, man.
Yeah,
he's coming in with a lot of heat. Matter of fact, he was named to the starting lineup.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuller at cornerback. So we're looking for big things from him.
Yeah.
Now
look out, DRY. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Look out.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
I liked Forrest coming in last year.
Yeah.
I thought Forrest did a really good job.
Oh yeah. Our secondary is looking
and St. Just.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah.
He's a big hitter, Forrest.
So this is interesting. This is interesting on their the Commanders list of their unofficial official depth chart.
Yeah.
They got 5 DBs listed. Now, is that the defense that they're running, or what's going on with that?
So we primarily run like a kind of like a Buffalo nickel, you call it, and it's with 5 DBs and 2 linebackers. That's like they're trying to minimize the linebacker position as much as possible, which we don't have a ton of linebacker depth, so I don't mind that. And we have a lot of great DBs, so they want Cam Curl on the field, they want Derek Forrest on the field, and then we have 3 stud corners with Kendall Fuller, St. Just, and then Forbes.
Yeah.
And remember last year, Danny Johnson had some good playing.
Yeah.
Danny Johnson was good. Jeremy Reeves.
Yeah. So all Pro Bowler, all Pro Bowler. All Pro.
So we got a linebacker. We got Jamin Davis. I like to say Jamin.
Jamon.
It's good.
And Cody Barton. I believe he's from the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, sir. And he was there's only 13 players that I believe it's 13
or 14 that had more tackles than
him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he made a bit of a name for himself in Seattle.
What have you guys been thinking about the defense overall? Like our weaknesses are probably potentially in the secondary middle linebacker area, or no?
Well, last year was kind of middle. It was
linebacker.
It was a little bit of linebacker, a little bit of getting beat, but the potential was there. St. Just played well till he had some injury problems last year, I believe. Emmanuel Forbes is they got high hopes for him. Cam Curl has always been a hitter. Derek Forrest had a good year. So they got a nice little crew back there now. And this is, for some of them, their second year. And Kendall Fuller, he's a Super Bowl champion.
So I would say all the pieces are in place. I want to see the cohesiveness of it. That's one thing I didn't get to see in preseason. It felt like the first D was never on the field. And so I didn't get a chance to preview them at all. And the defense that did show up sometimes was like walked all over in preseason. Again, preseason is not a good judge.
Really evaluate it because you
can't evaluate it. Can't evaluate it. On paper, I think it looks really good. I just want to see the cohesiveness of all that talent.
I think with the talent that we put on the field, we could be a top 5 defense easily. I think.
Oh yeah,
that was the question I was getting to. I think we were 7th last year.
But I'm gonna be honest. the defense worries me more than the offense this year. And I know that's crazy to say because of the offensive problems that we've had. I really think that this offense is going to shock a lot of people, and Commanders fans might be a little bit. We might have some defensive troubles, and I hate to say that. I'm worried about this defense.
Where are you thinking?
In the middle of the field, but we had we had a little bit of trouble stopping the run last year when Cam Curl wasn't playing. Cam Curl is big against stopping the run, and Chase is also really good at stopping the run. So hopefully he gets back some of that power back. In the middle of the field, and even in the preseason, we struggled stopping the run. I mean, the Browns ran all over us.
They
the
did.
Ravens marched down the field. I think that we're gonna be. I think that we were really successful against on third down last year, but I feel like teams just move the ball easier on us.
Yeah,
and it's like,
think about this too, Bradley. Bradley, think about this too. We on offense gave the defense some bad field position.
We did
many games.
Yeah,
many games.
Yeah, and we didn't give them much rest either.
No.
So with all of that combined, I think that, hopefully that we can get some turnovers this year. I was pleasantly motivated by our red zone defense in the preseason because Browns drove down the field, couldn't knock it in. I think the Ravens got close and we were able to stop them. So that was really,
that's going to be important.
Motivating.
And we got James Smith Williams coming back, and also Casey Toohill. They are a little more experience, and they come off the bench and give, Sweat and Chase Young. They're going to give them that breather that they need.
Yeah. But you're right. Whoever brought it up before, maybe it was you, Bradley. The offense has to work their way down the field with the running game so that they can give the team, the defensive team, a chance to breathe. And I know we got all these weapons, and everybody's calling for, man, we got to take more shots down the field. But as long as you commit and you make the catch and you get into the end zone, that fast touchdown series is okay. But the defense is going, you guys just scored in 2 minutes. We got to go back out there. So that's a lot of times, I don't know if that's going to happen, but, if we play up the offense so much and not focus on how we're going to, stop these.
I mean, we haven't talked about running backs, but, we got Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson healthy from the get-go. Brian Robinson wasn't shot this year, so that's,
we're already on the right foot.
He's going to be starting off on the right foot.
And listening to him talk about his progression and healing, he's like, I'm finally back to how I feel like myself again. He said that. I think we're going to see some speed out of Brian Robinson instead of just mauling guys over, which is, something we haven't seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen the extra little gear that he might have.
So look, so that's kind of the off season, right? That's our little recap of the off season. Let's take another segment we talked about doing on this podcast here is commanding attention. We're Command West. What's commanding our attention? Around the league, Deion Sanders in Colorado.
Yeah, hey, man, I swear to God, I'm thinking about taking a trip out there, man.
Yeah.
I would definitely go.
You should see him play Nebraska, because I think that might be a bloodbath.
Oh, wow.
Whose part?
For Colorado, I think they might destroy Nebraska this week.
Okay. I thought you meant the other way.
Oh no, I think Colorado might be good this year.
Have you looked at their schedule to see if they're coming
they
out?
They got to play USC. They got to play UCLA.
They got a tough
Oregon
schedule though.
What's that? The Pac-12 is no
packed,
man.
It's the Pac-12.
It's finally beefy.
Yeah,
UCLA, USC, and kind of Oregon has been pretty trash for the last 10 years. And then, last year USC started to emerge. Oregon was playing well.
Is UCLA going to have a good team this year?
I think they'll be all right.
All eyes are on. All eyes are
Well,
on.
BTR.
whoever
On
has
the
somebody good
Buffaloes,
that we can
man.
get in the
The
next
Buffaloes,
round,
yeah.
they graduate.
Here's what's commanding my attention. I got two
Yeah.
things, and it's all about Ron Rivera. And I know this isn't around the league. This is for our team, but it's two
That's
things that he
fine.
said. Number one is something he said today in his press conference, which kind of had me a little nervous at first and then maybe a little excited because he said that he is not going to let any injury news go until he has to tomorrow, which at first was like, uh-oh. Is there something bad going on with Chase, Logan, or Terry? But he had a little shit-eating grin on his face when he said it. And it led me to believe that maybe there's some really good news with at least one of those guys, if not all three. So I started to think tomorrow we're definitely getting some injury news, and it might be some good news. Like Terry might be playing week 1.
Didn't he also say in that same press conference that it's good to keep the other team guessing as long as you can? That's
like
so it's a little bit of a mind game he's playing too, I think,
because they haven't named their starting quarterback yet.
What's Terry been dealing with?
He's got turf toe.
Turf toe,
yeah.
Which is
Terry's got. So
the
let's
worst
take a look
injury
here.
you're gonna have.
We got Terry, Logan, and Chase are the three. Does that who you just said, Bradley?
Those are the three that I'm most concerned about. You mentioned Danny Johnson, who was dealing with a rotator cuff injury not too long ago, but I don't know if that is resolved. I haven't.
Isn't everyone
at our age? I don't know if Bradley is,
but spiral ever again.
So I'll be on Twitter early morning tomorrow to see the injury news of some of our star players.
Look, injuries are going to happen. We know it's going to be devastating at some points. Every team is going to go through it. Yeah. It's the ones who have that backup artillery, and we've got a pretty good reserve group.
That's right. I think if Terry can't go full speed, Diami probably would start on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
He would probably be starting on a lot of teams. And then that gives Curtis and Jahan an opportunity as well.
Yeah.
What I don't like right now, and I haven't seen it, is Antonio Gibson kick returning. Now, we've all been talking about let the ball just go through the end zone.
Right.
But if he decides to run it, I don't like my running backs taking that kind of a risk.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the backup is listed as Pringle, I believe.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
So I think that if
Pringle do it.
Yeah, maybe mid-season they and he's run back in Kansas City.
Well, I think it's always about, like, you think about it, if someone's going to be prone to injury, they're probably going to get hurt in a punt return or a kick return.
Yeah.
And usually it's because of bad cross blocking and, that kind of stuff is going to happen on these full sprints with guys trying to catch a ball. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to risk your number 1 or number 2 back. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't like that.
I like the idea of having a special teams guy that's his thing. Yeah. Some of these guys are, by defense or by offense. They can play either side.
Yeah. And maybe he's something in practice. Maybe he's trying something in practice.
Go ahead, Donnie. As open as I can with everyone.
Anything else commanding our attention?
Well, how about Aaron Rodgers in a Jets uniform? I think you said that, didn't you, Tico? Are we all going to be lynched to see that?
I think that's old news.
I think there's a lot. I think there's a ton of pressure on him right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And not in a bad way, because he rises to every pressure that's ever happened to him. But look, he's only got 1 Super Bowl ring, right? He's got something to prove. He's doing it in New York.
I mean, so not Aaron Rodgers. So think about the personality, Aaron Rodgers.
He's not a New Yorker.
If it were legal, he'd probably smoke a bowl, and wear his flip flops.
I think it is legal in New York. So
I don't know about
I don't think it's legal for football players yet.
Yeah,
maybe not.
His disposition has always been cool as a cucumber.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And I
but
saw a
weird
couple of the
also.
Hard
It's a
Knocks
little
things,
weird.
a couple clips on Hard Knocks, where some defensive guy, I think for the Giants or somebody, was you know, pushing him after he
Yeah,
threw the ball.
chirping
He
him.
said, "Hey
Yeah.
man, what's going on, man?" He said, and the guy, and he was like, "Do I know you? I don't even know you, man. I don't even
Yeah.
know who
I
are
don't
you."
even know you. Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
He's like, "I don't even know you." And then the defensive guy tried to say, "I don't know you either."
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of
He
likable, but I'm
goes,
just saying, like,
Yeah.
he's got to prove. I mean, the Jets have a pretty good team. I mean, they're already getting top 10 ranking, power
I know.
ranking. I didn't like. Where are we at? 17, 34? Where are we? 26.
We're pretty low, I think. People
Yeah.
don't.
on-
People are
on
sleeping
whose
on the
list?
Commanders.
Nobody, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
think that I personally wish that we were playing the Jets earlier, because I think it's, a lot of people, don't consider that moving into a new offense on a new team,
right.
like it's gonna take some road bumps, some speed bumps, and I think
I
that
agree.
our team will too. But I think luckily, we have a quarterback who's young enough to like not have any bad habits, not have any prior, things that we have to reteach. And I think that the Jets will struggle in the beginning of the season, and then they'll start hitting their stride about right when they play us,
Yeah.
which I think
Well, we'll also have our stride for 7
That's
weeks.
right.
right.
And
So
being
listen,
that we'll
guys.
be 7-0, we're gonna
Hey guys, let's
scared.
move into the next segment.
Yeah.
I'm kind of counting down in 15-minute segments. So
All right. What's the next segment, Tico?
since we don't have anything to compare our offense and defense to, let's just go through the schedule a little bit and everybody, win loss.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
Oh
the
boy. I don't
Cardinals,
have the schedule in
one of the
front
good things about playing the Cardinals is there's no Kyler Murray
Right.
right now. They're kind of saying is the backup. What's the kid's name? Is
I don't even
looking
know
pretty
who's
good.
playing right now.
Yeah.
I tell you,
It's oh, you know what?
it's that dude, number 11.
It's Dobbs, Joshua Dobbs. Is
Yeah,
that
man.
yeah, that's who I think they're talking about starting.
Yeah. So what do y'all
I
think
thought
about
Josh
this game
Dobbs
coming up?
is on someone else. We better win by 40 points.
I'll just take a win.
Well, like we have
If
to
we
also
win 24-14, I'd be nervous.
It's a disappointment.
I'd be nervous.
So you're saying you don't think these guys should even score on us more than a touchdown or two?
Yeah,
max.
I really do. I think
I give them a 10 point. I give them a 10 point max. What's the over under on this? Does anybody know?
38.
And then what do you think the spread is?
And we should score 31 of those points, I think.
That's always what scares me when they.
The spread is 7.
Me too.
I think our best wins last year were the ones where we were predicted to lose. Like we were.
I'm just saying this might be this Cardinals team, they might get better when Kyler Murray gets back, but this might be the worst team in the NFL this year.
Wait a minute, have they named
no better team to start with.
Dobbs?
They haven't named a starter.
They haven't named it apparently.
Because it's Clayton Tune and Joshua Dobbs and we'll see.
So you're saying just don't lose this game because we look.
Don't
really
lose this game. We
That's
can't
right.
lose this game. If
And
we
it's
lose
at
this
home,
game, we're in
right?
trouble.
Are we playing at home?
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at
All
home.
right, so we've got that going for us.
Okay, so then Denver away. This is another team that I'm happy we're playing early.
I was gonna say
I think they might be strong later. I think we definitely have.
We should beat them. We should beat
them.
We should beat these first 2 games. We should.
Yeah.
We
are not good at Mile High though. Traditionally.
This is a new team. New
It
team,
is.
new day.
Well, it's 5,000 feet up, so you're going to be.
I think we should win. I think we should win.
win. So
okay, week 3, Buffalo.
Because then we probably lose the next 2.
Would you say, Eddie?
Buffalo?
No. Did you speak on Denver?
Yeah, I think we'll probably beat Denver. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And
So
Russell's got a lot
2-1.
to prove.
2-0.
Russell's got a lot to prove.
I think that this could be a trap game for Buffalo. But I think we're going to lose that game.
I have a feeling that they're going to be fired up.
Yeah, we're gonna surprise them, but I pick Buffalo in that.
It's going to be a close game.
It could be close, but I think we'll lose.
Yeah, we'll lose.
That's
but it's going to be close.
Donnie?
Oh, we lose to Buffalo. I'm sorry.
Okay, Philly in week 4.
It's at home though, right?
It's at Philly.
Buffalo is at
Philly.
home. Philly is week 4 is at Philly.
Buffalo's home. So we start
I
off
think we
at
beat
home with the
Philly.
Cardinals. We go to Denver.
Yeah.
We come back home for Buffalo. We go to Philly.
I think we beat Philly in Philly.
That'd be
Oh,
great. That would be
wow.
great.
I think we beat
That would
Philly
be-
in Philly. I think
are
we
you
lose to them
speaking
at
from
home,
a
but I think we
position,
beat.
Bradley, are you speaking from a position of hope and love for the team, or are you speaking from a position of, like, as an analyst, they're going to look at it from the numbers and the team and
We like to play in
ability.
Philadelphia.
Now,
It's always
did we beat them last year
Yeah,
in Philly?
we were the only
Yeah.
ones who really did.
I think
that.
we split with the Eagles and we beat them at their crib. And
And
we
how
beat
many
them at their crib,
losses
right?
did they have all
we
year?
lost. Okay,
3?
And we
because we were the
lose.
first one. We were the first ones to beat
Yeah.
Philly last year. They were on a roll.
Yeah.
And I think
don't know, man.
I think they'll be 3-0 when they see us too.
And how did we beat them? We beat them by not letting them get on the offense, get back on.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
field.
The thing is,
we beat them by not letting Jalen Hurts run.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: they're going to remember that one.
They're gonna remember
That
that.
one might stink.
I
That's
say we
gonna
lose.
be-
I say we end up 2-2.
I'm saying
they're going to
2-2 as well.
remember just the way they did with RG3 and doing the read option. That thing
Okay,
was over
Chicago.
after a year.
Let's not get too far out though. Let's
Okay.
stop
What's
there.
next? What's
Chicago.
next?
Chicago.
That's
Chicago.
at home. That's
We'll
at
beat.
home.
We'll beat Chicago.
Chicago, we can win.
We can beat Chicago.
At
Even
home.
though
on
I like
last
Saturday,
year-
Chicago.
we
I
beat
do like
Chicago.
the
Forget
team.
last year. This is a
I
new year.
always like the
Yeah.
city and
All
the
right.
team.
We barely beat them last year.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna
we
be
did.
close. It's gonna be a good game, but we beat.
And
All
then
right.
we go to Heineke's new
Taylor Heineke's
home.
new home.
In
Maybe he'll be
Atlanta.
starting them by then.
He won't be starting, I don't think, but
So he goes from second seed to second seed again.
I think so, or maybe even third. Who knows?
Yeah,
I
well, you
think
know
he's
what?
I have us
think we
at
can
us
beat-
at
we can beat the
4-1,
Falcons.
and
We
you
can beat
guys
the
have
Falcons.
3-2, right?
That's right.
Yeah, 3-2.
I think
I
we're
would
gonna
say
lose against the Falcons.
4-2.
So who's the first string for the Falcons? It's a rookie, right? Quarterback.
Desmond Ridder. No, it's second year.
Oh, second year.
Oh, where did Mariota go?
Where did Mariota go?
Philadelphia.
Oh, right. He's back up in Philadelphia.
How's that feel?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're gonna lose against the Falcons, but
I say we beat the Falcons.
I say we beat the Falcons too.
I'm going to say a loss. I just
And
feel
we-
like we're going to
we'll
go
be
in
able
there
to look at
thinking
this.
that we're all that.
if I'll tell you this: if we play Desmond Ridder, we'll win that game. If we play Taylor Heineke, we'll lose.
Because there's
Yeah, 'cause
revenge.
Heineke
factor.
will not
It's a
want
revenge,
to.
and
Big.
he won't play like he's saving his job. He'll play balls to the walls, and that's
Right.
when he's good,
Yep.
and he'll
Yep.
beat us.
Well, he's trying to
And
get a
Chase
first
Young
seed
and
position
Chase Young
somewhere.
will point to his back plate at the end of the game and be like, "It's Heineke."
Okay. Then week 7 we play the New York Giants
Hot
God.
take:
at
we're gonna sweep the
in New
Giants
York.
this year.
we
So we got two
we
road
better
games
we
back to
better
back.
sweep
We're gonna
the
sweep the
Giants.
Giants this
I
year.
say a tie.
A tie.
Oh my God.
Jeez. Oh my God.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
sweep
New
the
York.
Giants this year.
In New
It's
York.
a Jersey thing. Sorry, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
How you
not
doing?
confident in New York. I'll say we
How's your
lose that one.
sister doing over there?
I say okay. Then after that we got Philly in week 8
We lose.
at home. I
I-
say we win that one.
I say we sweep them this year.
Yeah.
Oh, hot take, Eddie.
Yeah, I
All
know.
right.
I'm gonna be regretting that statement later.
I have no confidence against Philly. Sorry. I don't care where we're playing.
Okay, then here's one that's going to
The
be
Pats?
tougher than most people think. That's New England Patriots at New England.
I think we're gonna lose that game.
Who's even their quarterback?
Mac Jones. I think
Yeah,
Bill
Mac.
Belichick is too good against rookie quarterbacks. I know Sam's not a rookie, but I think he's gonna throw some wild stuff at Heineke, and he's gonna be like, I don't know.
You
You mean at
Howell.
Howell? At Howell.
You said
Sorry,
Heineke.
yeah. Jeez.
We'll probably do a lot of Howell Heineke
Yeah.
slips. this year.
Howling at the moon.
Yeah.
Howling at Howell.
Hey, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna say we're gonna beat New England.
Okay.
We're gonna shock them. We're gonna shock them in because it's going to be it's November. It's not going to be freezing cold. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in New England.
In New England.
In New England.
We could pull out a way to do it.
Yeah.
I have-
We could definitely beat them, but I don't think we do.
I have relatives up in Boston area, and I have some friends that are real big fans, and I just can't stand that team.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
I want to win. I'm going to say win. We get
Okay.
the win.
Okay, Seahawks
Seattle in Seattle.
in Seattle.
We'll win that game.
No.
Game I'm hoping to go to.
Yeah. We'll win because we'll
Right.
be there. And
That's right.
when we go to games, we don't lose those games.
We have a good record. That's
We have
right.
a good record against.
That's gonna be a tough one.
You better get your flights now then.
Yeah.
We might pull that
I'm
one
gonna
off.
drive.
Geno Smith looked good last year,
Yeah.
but that's last year.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
going-
this. We're gonna
I'm
have
gonna
a
say
tough
upset.
time beating them too. I think we might lose that one.
Upset. We're
I have
gonna
a
do
feeling
some
we're gonna
upsets
lose
this
the
year.
games that we think we should win, and we might win the ones that we shouldn't. No one expects.
That's
us to win.
often the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, New York Giants.
New
At
York
home.
again will take because we'll
I
sweep
think
the
we're
Giants.
sweeping them. I think we're sweeping them.
I'm taking us on that one.
Wow, you guys are just hurting.
this
Just hurting for a win against the
Yeah.
division.
And then we're at Dallas.
Yep.
I think we split with Dallas this year.
And I think we'll win at home. We'll win at home like we did last year.
See, I think we'll do it.
This one is.
I think we'll
this
flip
is
it.
at Dallas.
I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna
Oh,
win.
we're gonna
at
win
Dallas.
in Dallas. I would much rather win in Dallas.
They'll
than-
come back and beat us at home, probably.
Like, wouldn't you love to be in Dallas wearing your
Mhm.
shirt when they won? Like,
Okay,
now,
then we
who
go
else
down.
we got?
Did everybody get
Dolphins.
Dallas? Everybody get
Yeah,
that?
Dallas. I say we beat.
Yeah,
Me too. Miami Dolphins at home.
It just it all depends on if Tua
Ooh.
have CTE
Yeah.
by then.
Yeah.
We're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat them.
I think we lose that game.
We're gonna beat them.
I'm gonna say we'll win it.
That's probably a game we lose. I'm thinking.
So are we gonna have a competition to see who's got the best record after this?
Yeah,
We
we'll have,
should-
we'll have
I
to.
don't
We'll
mean-
go back and tally it up. We'll go back.
We'll have to write it down.
I thought
and
Tico was writing it down.
post it.
No.
No,
I'm just
we'll do it
calling them out.
afterwards.
after.
We'll do it on the air.
Okay, Rams.
This is
In LA.
in LA.
Rams in LA.
Oh,
The game
this
we're
is the
going
game
to.
that we're going to.
Yeah,
We'll beat them.
3 of us
Sorry,
are going.
Brandon.
Yeah,
I think the Rams are going to be bad this year.
yeah. I think we'll beat the
destroy
Rams. I think we'll beat the Rams.
I wouldn't underestimate the coaching ability over there, though. But I just feel like maybe their parts are not all in sync right now. They just don't feel like they have
Yeah,
it all together.
I don't know if I've been to a Washington game away. That's kind of scary.
And we haven't been to SoFi yet, so
We've been to SoFi.
no, but I saw him play the Rams at wherever they used to play.
The
down at
Coliseum.
Anaheim.
yeah, that's the one
And
I was
we
at
beat
the
them.
game,
Yeah.
and we beat them then.
And
We
we beat
beat them, and then the Rams went to the Super Bowl. And
Okay.
lost.
That's
We're gonna
right.
beat the
That's
Rams.
right. Yeah,
So that's twice that we beat Super Bowl winning teams, right?
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Them and Philly, okay.
No,
What
well,
if-
Philly
Well,
didn't.
Philly didn't
lost.
win.
So
Oh, that's right.
twice we beat Super Bowl losing teams.
Well, wait a minute. The year we beat Tampa Bay, didn't they win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, no, we didn't beat Tampa Bay.
Yes, we did.
We played him in the playoffs.
We beat Tom Brady. No.
That was the year
the
after.
following year,
Oh
And
yeah.
they didn't go to the Super Bowl that
but
year.
Right.
they didn't go back to the Super Bowl.
Right,
Then.
right.
Okay.
But they
all right.
just had just come. They were a Super
Yeah.
Bowl winning team.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
We
Okay.
lost to them really close in the playoffs, and then they won
Yes,
the Super Bowl.
we did. We
And the
played them
Chiefs
better
got
than
blown
anybody
out.
they played
Yep.
in the playoffs.
Exactly.
That was
Exactly.
when the legend of Heineke was born.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
week 16.
Aaron Rodgers
back
and
to
the
New York.
Jets.
And the Jets. We're gonna beat the Jets.
I think we're gonna beat the Jets too.
I think we're going to beat the Jets. I think we're going to beat the Jets.
We're gonna beat.
I
the
think
Jets.
Aaron Rodgers is scared of our D line.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to
Their
struggle
O-line is
on
not
that
great.
team.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
can't.
think he's gonna have a lot
How
of
can
fun.
I go against all you guys right now? I mean,
All right,
this is
week
the foreskins
16.
right here. You know.
Mm.
This is one
right.
that was tough for us.
Niners.
Yeah,
San
yeah.
Francisco
I know.
at home.
But both of these last 2 games are at home, which is good because I'm looking at them thinking they could be 2 losses at the end of the season, which would really hurt. I could just see us
And-
getting knocked out of the playoffs.
And
The
I-
enemy has beaten San Francisco in the Super Bowl.
I think we beat both these last two. I think we win
Really?
these last 2 games.
Really?
I do too.
Because
I
I
do
think
too.
we're due on a San Francisco win,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I think we play the Cowboys really well at home.
Have we
Yep.
beaten San Francisco in years or what?
We're due.
We've gotten our butts kicked in the rain a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and
Be nice to go against Shanahan.
Last year
again,
was
too.
rough.
yeah,
I'm going to be optimistic and say we split these last 2 games because I'm not feeling great about them.
we're sweeping. We're
All right,
sweeping the Cowboys.
let's
We're sweeping the
write that
Cowboys.
down
We're
and keep
sweeping the
track of it
Cowboys.
throughout the
Yeah,
year,
we should.
and we'll have a little competition. Okay,
Last
Okay.
segment,
let's
Yeah,
wrap it
that's
up
like-
with
the 4 commandments.
the 4 commandments, which is looking at the upcoming game, Arizona Cardinals. We talked about it a lot. And I don't mind jumping in with my
it's what it is we'll say the 4 keys to the game.
Yeah.
We're calling them the 4 commandments, the 4 things that will lead us to victory against the upcoming opponent, which this week is Arizona. And Dad, why don't you lead us off?
So my commandment is thou shalt not underestimate the Arizona Cardinals. I think everybody's got Washington picked to win this game, including Washington. And I just sometimes that bothers me when they get a little too confident. And I think that it was a good offseason. It was a good preseason. Everyone's feeling confident. Everyone's feeling good about Sam Howell. The NFL is the NFL, any team on any given Sunday, right? So you just can't take any team too lightly. And I think that's the danger of playing Arizona in your first game, thinking, okay, well, that's like they're going into the game thinking we're already 1-0. You do that, you lose the game. Yeah. That's my commandment. Thou shalt not underestimate the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, I like the attitude of going into the game thinking you're going to win. And I like the idea of not underestimating whoever's playing quarterback.
Yep.
Right.
What's your commandment, Tico?
That's it. Do not underestimate the quarterback.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
How about you, Eddie?
Mine is thou shalt not throw unnecessary passes into double coverage.
That's nice. That's a great one. That's a good one. That we must win that turnover battle. I think we must.
Right, which is more of the thou shalt not make unstupid turnovers.
Yeah. I think that we should have at least two turnovers against this team. Whether it's
thou shalt have a couple turnovers on out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. I don't think we've had enough. So the positive spin on the commandment would be, please make more. Yep. I command more turnovers.
Yeah. You could say, honor thy fumble and thy interception.
Yes. Right.
Yes. And my final commandment is, how should I phrase this? Thou shalt not let Arizona's good players beat you. Because although Arizona might have a pretty bad roster, every NFL team has good players. And we better not let James Conner run the ball down our throats. Buda Baker pick off Sam Howell for touchdowns. We shall not let that happen. If we let James Conner run all over us, we could lose this game. If we let Buda Baker be the ball hawk that he is, we can lose this game. And they got other players as well, but those two in particular, we have to know where Buda Baker is at all times on the field, and we have to make sure that we stop James Conner with the run. And Jack Del Rio better be scheming a run stop heavy, because they might have a rookie quarterback playing against them.
You got to keep their offense off the field. That's our thing.
Hey, how is my man from Buffalo doing? Who is he going to play again this year?
He already played.
He's been playing already.
The guy who basically died on the field.
Damar Hamlin.
Damar
Hamlin.
Yeah, I think
he played in the preseason. Yeah,
I think he played in the preseason. So he's
because
back.
It's weird. Last year, the Bengals and the Bills only played 16 games.
They were short a game.
Right, that's right.
That's right.
Now, what if they were going to be in contention? Like, what would have happened?
Exactly.
It's all done with percentages and stuff. You still take winning percentage versus losing percentage, and so no matter how many games you played, you still have a winning percentage, and it's all algorithms. It can be figured out.
Well, thanks for tuning in. That's a wrap for this episode of Command West. We hope that you had as much fun listening as we did bringing you the latest and greatest on the Burgundy and Gold. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and tune in next week. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. See ya.